Dear students, here is a detailed information given about the components of the cell. First is the cell wall, and it is found around the cells of algae, fungi and plants. So as I told you that cell wall is present only in the plants and not in the animals. Animal cells lack cell wall. Cell wall is an elastic and strong coat around cell membrane. As I taught you that what is the meaning of cell membrane. So this one is the cell membrane. See this part. This one is the cell membrane of the plant. This one is the cell membrane of the animal. And this is the cell wall is a protective covering around the cell membrane, but it is not present into the animal cell. Then it is mainly composed of carbohydrate like cellulose and pectin. So cellulose and pectin are like the carbohydrates. Afterwards, polymers like lignin, suberin, cutin are added in cell wall as per the need. Functions of cell wall is to support and to protect the cell by preventing the entry of excess water in the cell. So cell wall is like the support, or it is like the compound, as we have the compound wall compound for our home or for our house. In the same way, cell wall is like the protective covering and the supporting covering around the cell, and it does not allow the entry of excess water inside the cell. Then plasma membrane or the cell membrane, it is thin, it is fragile, that means it can be easily damaged, and it is elastic covering that separates the cell components from the outer environment. So here we saw the two components of the cell, that is cell wall and plasma membrane or the cell membrane. Now let's move towards other cell components, and here it is given the structure of the cell wall. The structure of the cell wall is given, and it is said that protein molecules are embedded in two layers of phospholipids. Now what do you understand by phospholipids? Inside the lipids, when there is a phosphate group, that is known as phospholipids, and lipids are like the derivatives of fatty acids. Plasma membrane is said to be a selectively permeable membrane, as it allows some substances to enter the cell while prevents other substances. So plasma membrane or the cell membrane is selectively permeable because it allows only selected substances to enter into the cell while it does not allow other substances to enter. And due to this property, useful molecules of water, salt and oxygen enter the cell, and carbon dioxide is given out of the cell. If any changes occur outside the cell, the cellular environment does not change due to plasma membrane, and this condition is known as homeostasis. Homeostasis means maintaining the balance, and the cell membrane does not allow any kind of imbalance inside the cell, because if the outer environment or the cellular environment if the outer environment is changing, the cellular environment does not change and it remains constant, and this is the meaning of homeostasis, and it is all possible because of the plasma membrane or the cell membrane. Now if it talks about the activities that consume cellular energy, first is endocytosis and another is exocytosis. Endocytosis, to gulp or engulf food and other substances from outer environment, that the cell will allow other molecules to enter inside the cell. Exocytosis, that means to give out waste materials out of the cell. Processes, those that don't consume cellular energy. So as I told you that in endocytosis and exocytosis, cellular energy will be required, but there are other processes like diffusion and osmosis which will not require any kind of energy, and cellular energy will not be consumed over here. So diffusion is like entry or exit of small molecules or of like oxygen and carbon dioxide. Osmosis is the traveling of water from part with more water to a part with less water through a selectively permeable membrane, that is osmosis. So in osmosis, what will happen, where there is more water, from there the water will move towards the part where there is less water. So this is also a selectively permeable membrane, which will be known through a selectively permeable membrane, that is a plasma membrane, and this process will be known as osmosis, and it will not consume any kind of cellular energy. It is a physical process with three possibilities like hypertonic, isotonic and hypotonic, and these things we will discuss into next video.